welcome. We are going to get started very shortly. I want to thank you all for joining us for this information session on our summer abroad program in Greece 2026. We're very excited to share details about this opportunity with you all today. So, as people start to trickle in, just letting you know this info session is going to be recorded. So it will be added to the program website for Greece shortly. Okay, so without further ado, we will start and get into today's information session for the summer abroad program in Greece. But before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are very grateful to be able to work on this land. For today's session, we will cover an overview of the Summer Abroad program. Then we'll get into specific details regarding the course in Greece, led by Dr. Arovisitas, and then get into insights into the student experience. We will also discuss EDIA resources, the application process, and finally, we will conclude with a Q&A. Though there will be a Q&A at the end, you will see a Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Feel free to use that at any point throughout the information session because my colleague will be here and be able to respond to your questions throughout the program as well. So joining us today are myself, Aisha Amin. I am the Summer Abroad Program Coordinator for the Greece program. We also have with us Selena Chang, who is the Summer Abroad Program Manager. We're also very happy to have with us our professor, Temis Aravotsitas, and then our 2025 Greece program alum, our student speaker, Logan Walsh, who is here to share about his experience in the Greece program. So, what is Summer Abroad? Summer Abroad is celebrating its 54th anniversary in 2026. This is a really unique program. So it allows you to earn a full year of U of T credits. So it is not transfer credit, it is a full U of T course. But you'll be taking it while studying in one of our 20 plus destinations worldwide. So courses are taught by U of T as well as international faculty, and they can fulfill program, breadth, or distribution requirements. Summer abroad class sizes are also relatively small. So you can expect on average 20 to 30 students for a class. And we also have an on-site support that is available for each of our programs, and that's available 24/7 for any emergencies that may come up. We also offer a pre-departure orientation for all students for all programs, and that they take before they head away, just to make sure that everybody's well prepared and safe on their journey. So what makes summer abroad so unique is the destination really does become a living textbook. So professionally, you get to build a global network as well as skills that prepare you for a globalized workplace or for future schooling. You also get to gain strong interpersonal skills, intercultural communication skills, and you get to make lifelong friends because you get to be abroad and experience a new culture with other students, which really brings you together. So without further ado, we're going to get into the course itself in Greece, Paul 300, and I will pass it on to Temis.
Hi everyone, my name is Themistocles or Themis, and I'll be teaching the Greece Summer Abroad course. Thank you for joining us today. For the next few minutes, I will explain where the course takes place and how the academic part works, and also how this experience blends traveling and learning how these things are connected. My goal is to help you clearly today understand what studying in Greece will actually be like, both academically, but also if you want, I can refer to the daily life there. Right. Where we're going to Athens. And Athens is the city where I was born. So for me, in a way, is going in a way going back home and taking you there where I was born and I was raised, and the city where also philosophy was invented, and where democracy was tested, where people still argue about politics and about all issues over coffee that can last for 3 hours. What we need to understand is that Athens is not just our destination, but Athens is it's going to be our classroom. Every street, every ruin, cafe, museum, neighborhood becomes part of what we are studying, which is why the course works. This course is designed and works so well on site. Um, the course is called Modern Greek Culture, People, Tradition, Language, and Cuisine, which basically means we study how people live, how they think, how they eat, they argue, they celebrate, how they survive in modern Greece. No Greek language is required. And no ancient Greek history background is required. No one will ask you to translate anything in Greek. There is a Greek language component, which is more about words that we are using in our everyday lives and come from Greek, and then some survival Greek for your day-to-day activities, ordering coffee, saying good morning, good afternoon. But you don't have any Greek language prerequisite, and you will not be tested for any Greek language skills, right? Now, if we can move to the next slide, Aisha, thank you. I think I know you are all interested in this part a lot. It's assessment, and let me reassure everyone right away. This is a real University of Toronto course, and it's not designed to ruin your summer. Right? The assessments are very clear and very reasonable. And It's not just final exams, but there is a group presentation which kind of helps you to get to know each other more than anything else. This is the very first week you get to do that for the first 2 weeks, and then we have a reflection paper based on your experiences during the trip. You have a final research or position paper based on your own interests, so you get to pick what you will work with. There is no surprise. There is a quiz, a test that takes place before we go to Rhodes. So make sure that there is no exam on a ferry or anything, or in a plane. But you have to understand that we have designed the assessment to reflect mostly your experiences. So your lived experience in Greece actually counts academically, right? The way you experience everything will benefit you. In terms of the structure of the weekly structure of the class, I have to say a few things. How the week works: Monday to Wednesday, we are in class. Thursday, we leave the classroom and we go to museums, sites, to neighborhoods. And we're connected directly with what we discuss in classes. Friday, we travel, and weekends are for studying, exploring, sleeping, having an existential moment on a balcony with a coffee, try the neighborhood cafes or restaurants. You will work hard, I have to tell you, but you will also feel like you're actually living somewhere, not just visiting. Okay. Now, in terms of the program activities, I think we have them on the next slide. In Athens, the region where we're visiting is called, the city is Athens, the region is Attica. So in Athens, we visit places you've seen in textbooks, you've seen on social media, Instagram, and video games, but this time with academic context. The Acropolis Museum, the Benaki Museum, the Greek Parliament, walking tours in downtown, contemporary street culture. You're not just taking photos, you're learning how ancient, modern, and everyday Greece coexist in one city that somehow still functions. Right? You just have to know that you're visiting a city which is on the southern eastern part of Europe, the Balkan Peninsula, and in this broader area, the biggest city is Istanbul in Turkey, and then the second biggest on the Balkans is Athens. The population is almost as Toronto, like more than 4 million people. But we also leave Athens, right, on purpose. So we go to Delphi, which is the ancient Greeks, according to the ancient Greeks, that was the center of the world. We go to Cape Sunio, where the sunset will look like it's not real. We visit Nafplio, the first capital of Greece, Epidaurus, where we have the ancient Greek theater that is so well maintained, and some optional add-ons, excursions here and there that they're built into the course and show up in your assessment. So when we're traveling, when we're going to places, and everything is part of your lesson, right? What we see, what we do. Then, of course, comes the exciting part. The course is designed so that you're not bored, because at the end of it, when you are thinking you're tired, then you go to the islands, and Rhodes and Simi are where students actually realize that Greece is not one thing. And I don't want to tell you a lot, because I know that you will start Googling and you will see the places that you will visit. But medieval cities, island life, maritime history, ecology, cultural identity, all collide here. It's also where students tend to say, this is why people don't want to leave, right? So academically, it will be productive. Emotionally, also, I think, socially, also very, very, very engaging. Now, all this will be hosted by College Year in Athens. Now, College Year in Athens, which has been running study abroad programs since the early 1960s, right? And they know what they're doing. Classes take place at their academic center. You have access to their library, to study spaces, Wi-Fi, and staff who actually live in Athens and know how things work. So you are supported there, and you are also independent, which is, I think, the ideal balance, right? Whenever you need something, there's people there for you to help you. And as you can see from the pictures, we're really downtown. We're next to archaeological sites. It's incredible. Now, about the accommodations, you will live in furnished apartments in the area of Pangrati. That's the area where I was born and raised, and I also lived in similar apartment buildings. And the apartment buildings every year are different, but they're definitely 5 to 10 minutes maximum from a walking distance. I think 5 minutes from the place, the classrooms, right? And you will have also in your apartment, you have Wi-Fi. you have air conditioning, and you have a kitchen. Remember that you're not expected to go and have. Yes, I know Greek food is amazing, but no, not everybody can afford to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner all the time outside. You have a fully equipped kitchen, and in some cases, I really enjoy to see students how they cook and they have prepared meals. There is fresh veggies and fresh fruits that you can get from local markets. It's great. And now the apartments, you will have roommates. And of course, you know that this could be challenging. So it's important to understand that how this experience works, and welcome to sharing to adulthood, and of course to Greece. It's I think from my experience, I see that many students from this course, and I think Logan will be telling you that about his experience, about their experience, how they tend to make friends, and they tend to experience this thing in a very, very, very a unique way. So I'll pass it to Logan. I hope that I covered most parts. And I hope that if you have any questions now during the session or at any time, you can email me anything that you need to ask about the syllabus. So I'll pass it to Logan, who took the course last year, and he will share his perspective.
Thank you, Themi. Great seeing you again. Okay, so here's my student experience from this past summer. So, just a little bit about me first. So, I'm a third year student now, so I took it between my second and third year, and I'm doing a double major in political science and European affairs at the St. George campus here at U of T. And so this past summer, this was definitely not only just a highlight of the summer, it was definitely a highlight of my entire university career and my life in general. Is one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. Having a full month in Greece, staying in Athens, and then going to Rhodes was really unlike anything you'll ever really get to do, especially since you're really living through the everyday experiences of these places that you're visiting. You're not merely visiting, you're really living the life. And so that you see that in many forms. So obviously we have the incredible excursions. Delphi was definitely one of the highlights for me. I'm a huge fan of history, and that was absolutely amazing. Um, as well as Nafplio was a super interesting, very nice, charming city to visit as well. And then, of course, in Rhodes, the entire city is you're really walking through history as you're there. But that's one aspect of the course of the program. Of course, making friends was incredibly easy. You become really close with everyone. I still talk to my friends from the program to this day, and you have a good bit of free time as well, so you can sort of go out with your friends and go on nice hikes on the hills in Athens, of which there are many, and eat incredible Greek food, and have a go swimming, which is especially a highlight in Rhodes, or when you have some time in Simi, which is one of the most, if not the most beautiful island I've ever seen with my own eyes. And obviously there is a work component to it, as Femi explains. But if you use your time well, it's manageable, and you will still have an incredible time on the excursions and with your free time. And so, yeah, that's my personal testimony for from the summer.
Thank you, Logan, for sharing. Sounds like an incredible experience that you had. And thank you, of course, to Dr. Anavasitas for sharing about the course. So now that you know what to expect, we'll get into some eligibility if you want to apply for the GRACE program for 2026. So, in U of T students who apply for summer abroad, Uh, to be eligible, you need to be in good academic standing. So you have to have completed at least one course and have a minimum CGPA of 1.75 to be eligible to apply. Graduate students are also welcome to apply. They would just need to get approval from their faculty. And visiting students are also eligible to apply. They would just require a letter of permission. So one thing to note is that students are responsible for securing their own visa if they require one. Okay, so for Greece, Canadians don't require a visa for short stays, but as of this year, they may require something called an ETIAS before traveling to many parts of Europe, which includes Greece. This is expected to go into effect around early summer. So there'll be more information about this for students who are admitted to the program. But it's a simple European travel authorization that anybody entering most of Europe would need to get. It's not a complicated visa process. It's just a new authorization system that is going into place now. For international students, they would need to check with the embassy or consulate just to find out if there's any visa requirements based on your nationality to enter Europe, to enter Greece. If possible, if you do require a visa, we would recommend applying in Toronto if possible. And Summer Abroad can also provide supporting documentation if you do require a visa. We also recommend reviewing terms and conditions of any travel, health, or flight insurance, just in case you are needing and requiring a visa and waiting for one, and to consider purchasing cancellation insurance if indeed you do need to wait for a visa. So, to start your application for Summer Abroad, you can navigate to the Summer Abroad website and then click on the Apply button in the top right. Then you'll get into the application. Applications are due for Greece before February 4th at 4 p.m. I do not recommend leaving it till February 4th. I would recommend doing it a little earlier than that because there is two parts to the application, which I'll get into in just a moment. There is a $210 non-refundable application fee. But new this year, you can actually select a second choice in your application to be assessed for if you are not admitted to your first choice. So as part of the same application, you can submit your first choice program location, and then it asks you, it's optional, whether you'd like to be assessed for a different location program if you are not admitted into your first choice. So you can select yes, and that's all part of the same assessment. And then you would be assessed for the second program of choice if you were not admitted into your first. Just important to note that as part of one application, you can only apply for one program or a second program, but you would not be able to be assessed for both of the programs as part of the same application. So if you're planning on doing more than one Summer Abroad program in the summer, you would need to submit two different applications. But if you want to apply for one program and have a backup in case you're not admitted into that program, you can do that all as part of one application. Admissions are assessed on multiple factors. It is not first come, first served. So as long as you get your application in on time, they will all be assessed equally and fairly. The committee reviews your academic record, relevance of the course to your studies, your personal statement, and there is also a new video assessment that basically gives you a personalized link after you submit your written application, and then you'll be recording yourself responding to a few questions in the style of an interview, but it's just on a computer without somebody on the other side, so you can do it at any time of day. And that link will be sent to you within 2 business days after you submit your application. And so your application is considered completed once all of those are submitted, including the video. So that's why I don't recommend leaving it till the last day. But you do have until 4 p.m. on February 4th to submit all that. We ask that you do not use AI in your application. This may disqualify you from any programs. There is aid that would be granted through accessibility requests. That's the only kind of authorization for accessibility of tools that would be aid that would be granted or allowed for your applications. Summer Abroad is also committed to supporting all students in your study abroad experience. And so we've launched a webpage specifically on equity, diversity, inclusion, and accessibility resources, so EDIA resources for diverse groups of students that are maybe interested in applying to study abroad, but are looking for resources to help inform their choice and that consider their lived experience and identities. So we have a lot of targeted resources for various student communities, including students with disabilities, first-generation students, racialized students, Indigenous students, women travelers. There's a whole bunch of different targeted resources that are really helpful that are available on our website. You can either navigate to the EDINA tab at the top of the website, or you can scan the QR code that is currently on your screen, and that should take you directly to the resources. And as you start planning for your summer abroad journey, you may have already started to notice that a lot of the countries have very distinct cultures, norms, as well as political landscapes. So understanding the cultural nuances of your chosen destination can really help you better navigate the local context and embrace your experience. So we do encourage you to explore information on the local customs and traditions and the etiquette, just because that knowledge will really help you engage with locals in a more respectful and culturally sensitive manner. So we have, again, a dedicated page for regional or site-specific resources. And that, again, is available on our website under the same tab, EDI and accessibility, or again, through the QR code on your screen. Summer Abroad is also committed to providing a welcoming and inclusive environment for everybody. So we do work closely with our U of T Accessibility Services Office, and we want to ensure that resources are made available for students who are living with disabilities or who have diverse learning needs. So any student who may require disability-related accommodations or support for summer abroad courses would need to register with the Accessibility Services Office. That way, an effective accommodation plan can be put in place before you travel abroad. It is critical that students contact the accessibility services as soon as possible to discuss any potential travel or course plans with their accessibility advisor. And that would be great to be put in place well in advance of finalizing your participation in the program, just to make sure that everything is put in place and everybody's on the same page to make sure you are supported while on program. One thing to note that is really important is that accessibility services is not tri-campus. So each campus has their respective office. There's one for St. George, UTM, and UTSC, and they are all separate. So please ensure that you register with the office associated with your particular campus. We also have a Summer Abroad Inclusion, Diversity, and Excellence Award. So this is a relatively new award that awards undergraduate students who have contributed to the advancement of equity, diversity, and inclusion. There are 4 awards that are available for $5,000 each, and that can obviously help play a significant role in funding your experience. So you can look at some of the biographies of previous year recipients on our website, again, under the tab And again, you can get there directly by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. Okay, so we're going to talk about finances now. So the costs of the Greece program for 2026 are on your screen now. This is broken down as well on the Greece program page under costs. So domestic students and international students, it's all listed there. There are fees that are paid directly to Summer Abroad, which is the top portion. And then there's additional costs that are estimate. So the things that we can't say for sure, because it depends a little bit on each individual, would be things like your airfare or your local transportation, meals, and miscellaneous expenses, because that sort of depends person to person. But we have an estimate based on an average cost. One thing to note about domestic students is out-of-province students is a slightly different fees, but otherwise you can see the domestic and international approximate amounts listed on your screen right now. And for more details in terms of these costs, you can go onto the website to see the breakdown. So in terms of funding your experience, your summer abroad program, there are multiple awards that are available that students can apply to. So we do offer a summer abroad award. This must be applied to at the same time as your online application. So it is part of the same application. So if you are planning on applying, please make sure that you select yes on the application form when it asks you if you'd like to apply for the award. Because once you submit your application, you can't go back to apply for the Summer Abroad Award. So the Summer Abroad Award ranges in an amount depending on each individual as well as your program. And to be eligible for it, you would need to be a U of T student, have completed at least 4 credits by December 2025 with a minimum CGPA of 2.25. It's important to note that the Summer Abroad Award is not meant to cover the entire program costs. It's meant to be a contribution to support your participation in the program if you're eligible. There are also other awards and bursaries and funding that are available. So there's the Woodsworth College Awards. There's CIE, Center for International Experience. They have something called the International Experience Plus Award, which is strictly needs-based for travel. You can also check with your registrar's office for possible awards or bursaries that are available to you. And also, it's important to note that if you are eligible for OSAP generally throughout the year, then this program is also OSAP eligible because there is a credit component to it. Just one thing to note is that OSAP often does not release their funds until close to the start of the program. And for summer abroad, you're not able to defer your fees. So just sort of planning around budgeting for timing. We do recommend that students start to budget now because deposits of $1,000 are due a week after your admission notification, and that's required to be able to confirm your spot in the program. Final payments for your program would be due sometime in March. This will be sent to you. The details of the exact dates will be sent to you soon with your admissions notification. We also have a how to finance your summer abroad experience information session recording available on our website now. So this is sort of a deep dive into some of the funding that I've just gone into. And you can get more information sort of in more detail about each of those opportunities. And that recording again is available on our website. So definitely something worth looking at and considering to help you navigate the different funding options available. So here is our summer abroad timeline for 2026. So we're doing all of our program information sessions are happening. They've been happening for the last month or so. We have an early deadline for a couple of our programs tomorrow, which is for South Africa, Paris, Japan, England, and Science Abroad. So that's due January 14th by 4 p.m. All other programs, including Greece, have a deadline of February 4th, 2026 at 4 p.m. So between February and March, depending on your program, you will be getting an email with your admissions notification. Within 1 week, you'll have to pay your $1,000 deposit to confirm your spot, and then your remaining fees are due around March. You'll also have to attend a pre-departure orientation before you leave. That again helps you prepare for your experience. And then you head out on your summer abroad program. So if you are not already following us on social media, we are on Instagram at U of T Abroad. This is a really great way to see different opportunities, to see stories from ambassadors, from students who are currently abroad, from students who went abroad before. We also use this as a way to share new opportunities, and just a great way to keep in contact and keep updated. But there are other ways to stay in touch and keep yourself updated on everything that is summer abroad related. Obviously, there is our website, summerabroad.utoronto.ca. We have these program information sessions that are program specific, and the recordings are all on our website. There's also the summary. It is a monthly e-newsletter you can subscribe to on our website, and you'll get the updated information straight to your inbox once a month. We also offer virtual appointments with a summer abroad advisor, which you can book online, again, through our website under Contact Us. And those are also program specific. Or we also have general advising. We have offered Reddit Ask Me Anything sessions, so you can also look those up. Or you can always email us. So we have our general email, summer.abroad@utoronto.ca. And then our Greece specific email. So greece.abroad@utoronto.ca is where you can email if you have any specific questions around the Greece program.